Well, a freaking ridiculous win. We're 3-0. Got some upgrade points here, too. Justin Herrera. He is the man. We'll make him more well-rounded now that he has all of his abilities. Famous last words. Famless last words. Famless last words, eh? Just go ahead and pin that message for a little bit. There we go. J.C. Lawton. We still need him to get to a 90 to get his final ability, and that did not do it. Never mind, he needs to get to a 95 to hit his last ability. Yikes. Trey Aiken needs to hit an 85, so let's just go with Power Rusher, and that does get him to an 85. So, Mr. Aiken, what ability did you get? Run Stopper. I'm here for it. How old's Trey now? 30. 9 years Trey Aiken's been on this team. My God. Through all the ups and downs. I didn't realize we were a decade into this challenge, by the way. I should have, based off of the age of some of the players, but that doesn't seem possible that we have been through that many seasons. But when you think about like how long Peter Boren was on this team and stuff like that, I mean, it makes sense. But it has been a while, and we're still not going to have the staff points to get that signing discount, which is unfortunate. So we still won't sign anybody. We have the Raiders, the Vegas Raiders, in week number 4. And you got to remember, too, we did win 10 games last year in a row before the boys absolutely fell apart. Maybe it was the curse of the Colts, you know? No one, you know, the universe doesn't want to see Colts fans be happy. We got to hit a 95. We're probably not going to do that, but might as well try. 86 overall for Lucas Acosta. Unbelievable player that we found. Nathan Riddick. It's up to a 71. Exhausted, have work in 6 hours, but still here. Can't sleep. Please help. First step, turn the stream off. Put your phone down. Do not pick your phone back up. Say, no, I am done with the phone. That is step 1 to insomnia. Is put the fucking phone down, because you're not going to be missing anything, I promise. I promise. All the memes have already happened. There's no more memes to discuss. And don't take chat's advice of stay awake. That's also probably not a very good idea. Probably not. But what do I know? I'm not a doctor. Yet. Give it time.
It's week 4 of the 2034 season.
Let's go Shams, but a Super Bowl. Oh, that's true. And it might happen if we keep playing this well. Also, Trevor Lawrence as a Raider is, that's something.
Well, there's never a shortage of shows or sights and
boys.
Throughout this city, but for the next
Look at the boys. This color scheme, I'm sorry, it's so much better than what the Colts have. Even if it's just an inverse. There's too many teams that wear blue. 3-0 versus 0-3, an early season trap game. Let's see how the boys do. But you're on my phone. Case in point, Billy, there's nothing on your phone that's all that important that you're going to miss out on. Also, a team moved to Austin. Chat was right. I totally missed that. Oh, shit. If they score here, we're in trouble. We got to take over. We got to take over. And we need to make sure we hold them into field goal range here. And don't let them get the touchdown because they are suffocating us on the clock. Oh, it was an option. Trevor! You got boom-teched and you held on to it? How can you possibly hold on to the ball after you got boom-teched? You got boomed. It's ridiculous. My guys fumble by tripping over their own shoelaces. You get boom-teched and nothing? This really was a trap game. This really was a trap game, wasn't it? Unless they get close enough that they go for it on 4th and goal. We are in a good amount of trouble.
Now Lawrence.
Nice swat down. Yeah, now the Combine's in Australia every year, exactly. All right, they're smart. They are going to go for the field goal, make it a two-possession game. So we get a block with Burks here. And we did not. Okay, well, we need a bit of a comeback effort here, or this will be our first loss of the year because we said the word Super Bowl. Hello, Mills. How are you?
All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made.
Oh my God, Nate Day. Good return. We gotta fucking heave this football too. We gotta score fast.
And they were able to get it done.
Throwing to start the drive. Herrera. And he's going to find his man out of the
There was no way in which to heave. Herrera has barely over 100 yards passing today.
And it'll be second down.
Ozone as well. What's up? I hope you've been well.
Herrera.
Overthrown and intercepted.
And that should do it.
GG's. That is our first loss of the year.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he takes it.
Well, that sucks. Have Roofers coming at 6 a.m. Oof. That fucking that's cheese, man. That is fucking cheese from that safety. He locked right onto that. As I choose to throw the ball. Oh, man. Who knows? Maybe he's a 90 or something like that. Obviously, we shouldn't have taken the deep shot. We just should have gone underneath to the running back again, but... Oh, we still got safeties, but the eyes in the back of their heads. Not saying it was the best throw, but... Especially throwing it to a more physical target. You'd like to think maybe they could do something in the air, but, I guess not.
But then returning it to the end zone for the pick six.
I guess not.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
Well, let's see if I can rectify my mistake here and at least get a touchdown, make myself feel better after that turnover.
Four straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth quarter hole. And that nearly
Obviously another relatively risky throw.
well, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's second down.
Some games where you can have a top player and they just will not show up. AKA our 90 overall X-Factor quarterback with barely over 100 yards passing. But I'm sure the 0-3 Raiders are just really, really good. You know?
On third down, he'll drop to throw.
I got nowhere to go.
And the Raiders have got him. So it's our visitor.
Okay, well, not able to pull off a comeback in this game. That much is obvious. Only our first loss of the year. Little bit concerned about how poorly our computers played in this game. And we immediately get hit again. No blocking whatsoever. Neat. Neat. So their safeties can have eyes in the back of their heads to get interceptions, but my two guys on the O-line here have no fucking clue. Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
For the Las Vegas Raiders. Well, on one side of this, Charleston impressive.
There is just something about the gameplay in this game that is so unsatisfying compared to college. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, because college isn't perfect either. There were some moments that were certainly frustrating with that game, too. But with Madden, it happens much more consistently. It's just a bit of a disappointment. And by a bit of a disappointment, I mean that's because my expectations were already at ground level. I don't know, man. I don't know. CFB embraced the arcade feeling. Madden tries to be this weird hybrid. It's a pretty good way to view it. Deontay Ginn had 15 tackles last week and a sack, was player of the game. So I guess that was just the answers. For whatever reason, our offense did absolutely nothing last week, which is a bit of a shame. I don't know, man. We got more people in chat calling for basketball. Thing is, if we switch over to basketball, what are the odds we actually do end up coming back to this and finishing this? And I don't want to abandon ship, even if Madden's giving me plenty of reasons to be like, man, come on, you know you want to go play better games. Our fullback, though, has all day and backfield mismatch, so that's pretty cool for how much we even use a fullback with the Ravens playbook. Glenn Andrews gets better, too. You know, let's menu sim a little bit. I want to see just where this team can end up. They should be good enough to make the playoffs on their own. They probably won't, as we also lose to Orlando. That's good to know. I think we finally have the staff points that we need, but I want to see if this team can make the playoffs. We'll care about the playoff games, because we'll always care about the playoff games. There we go. Let's do the old hometown discount, at least the first one. We got to try to re-sign our starting QB. And that'll let the dominoes fall for everybody else. Let's see if he'll take a slight raise from that. A $490 million offer to keep Justin Herrera as the quarterback of this team. Holy shit, we got so many deals. Oh my god. This might be our last chance. Holy shit, this might actually be our last chance. Tony Davis needs to get signed. A lot of our older players are now starting to demand the last big-time deals they're ever going to sign. Yikes. We're going to sign everybody around those players first to make sure a little bit more of the future's intact. But, that is a little bit problematic. A little bit. God, maybe we shouldn't have risked the Mahomes factor on Martin. Maybe we should have gone for it. We know Spencer Rattler will go. We know Justin McKinney will go. Paul Jones at fullback. I can't afford to pay a fullback a big deal until we know what's going on with everybody else. Brian Allison's like a fine backup level lineman. Ed Wilcox definitely has to be re-signed. All right, so he's coming back. That cap room is dropping already. Tony Davis wanted a bit more money. Oakman's deal is up, and Oakman is regressing. Barber's fine. Rogers is fine, but nothing special. Rayshon wants a deal. Eric Forney keeps dropping. We can keep on with Darren Swain here, who's not that bad. Okay, let's wait until Tony Davis signs, and then we'll see what that situation looks like. But yeah, if this team's not good enough to make the playoffs via the sim, then we're probably going to get fucking cooked once we get to the playoffs anyway. So screw it. Let's see if they can make it on their own. Obviously, it takes a little bit longer to go game by game compared to an NCAA. So, or CFB. Brandon Staten is at least getting that much closer to being a legitimate number one. Tony Davis hits a 78. Took a little bit to make him a good lineman. He's the best lineman that we have. Timmy Brackett, who is still one of the better linemen that we have, still has the worst haircut on the team. Rayshawn San Luis. I mean, there's just no way we're going to be able to bring Rayshawn back. The amount of money he's going to want to be a depth player, it just isn't going to happen. And then Lyle Mims at tight end. Closing in on a 70 is a 68. It's not that bad. That is not that bad. Let's see. All right. Green Bay. Will it be 3 losses in a row after 3 wins in a row? It might be an inverse of last season. Close to it. No, we do end up beating Green Bay. Okay. Close one, but not bad. Tony is back. I mean, we got to go for ratings for the guys at the top. Also, punter Larry Graham needs a deal, too. Man. At least Clyde's willing to sign with the team. So Clyde's back. Deontay Ginn is willing to stick around. He wants a little bit more money, but at least he has interest. Jamal Maynard has interest to stay. Holy shit, there goes the rest of the money if he signs. We are going to lose somebody this year. At least somebody. It might be more than somebody. Uh-huh. We also have an injury to deal with. Fun. Well, our starting middle linebacker is pretty much out for the year, unless we make the Super Bowl. Torn rotator cuff for Ginn. Maybe it's a good thing we didn't just re-sign him. I might have to run to NBA. This game is trying to run me off. After the last 2 nights, it is just trying to run me out of town here. We could cut Roosevelt Akins. There would be a bit of a penalty, but we'd also save a little bit of money. Technically. Is there anybody else? Pierman signed a big contract to stay a little bit ago. Shout out to Noah for the follow, by the way. Welcome in. You're just in time for the mental collapse. Oh, dude, this team is, this team's in trouble. This team is in big, big trouble. Gigantic trouble. I at least want to see what's going to happen here, but yeah, we are in gigantic trouble. There's no other way to put it. Like, right as the team finally turns the corner, we do start to run into the financial troubles that we knew were coming. It just feels like they all happen to pop up at the same time. Maynard has to walk. You are probably right. You are probably right. Max, this is still the same Colts team that we were using before. God damn, man. I was just trying to see if there was anybody else that was going to be somewhat logical to get rid of. We might have to go to the team salary page. I mean, Maynard's making $23 million this year. Aiken, Pierman, let's be honest, being down to an 81, he's making way too much money. We just re-signed him to that deal. That was a mistake. Clyde's taking a little bit of a pay cut next year. Acosta will be on the last year of his deal. So will Newton. In money, Kid Day. I mean, we're paying Garrison a shitload of money at kicker, and you could argue it's not worth it. Neal's making a lot. Pollock's making way too much at defensive tackle. There are definitely some secondary level players that are making way too much goddamn money. Way too much. Stubbs, what's up, by the way? Yeah, it's the depth that we signed to keep that is making too much money. And that is currently putting us into a bad situation. A real bad situation. It might be worth going through and cutting some people and taking the penalty. I think we're going to have to. So someone like Roosevelt Akins, trade players for 7, so we'd still have to deal with the penalty even if we traded them. So, I mean, Akins is star dev, but he's never going to be like the guy for us. He's always going to be second choice. All right, if we were to cut Akins, it's not a bad power back, but just use him as an example. Cap penalty this year is up now to 11.3. All right, we might be able to pull this off. Maybe. But obviously the team this year is going to have to take a little bit more of a hit. And apparently Akins is the only one that's practice squad eligible. So we are going to have to steal somebody from a practice squad. And that will be, because we know none of these guys have the dev patterns. That'll be CJ Martin. If I'm allowed, Jesus Christ, even he makes a decent amount. It's really going to cost that much to sign somebody from a fucking practice squad? Jesus. You can give me Jose Luckett instead. I can't even guarantee, though, that Luckett wasn't drafted, because it won't let me look at that right now, but what? Oh, that's right, we turned off practice squad stealing. Fuck! I forgot about that. Well, what a situation this is. We do have Victor Rogers on our own practice squad. So, let's sign him. Let's sign him. He won't be signed through next year. So we take the hit at running back. We're going to have to let go of the fullback and the special teams. We're going to have to. We're just not going to be able to pay these guys. Yikes. What a situation we've ended up with. So there's no way in hell we're going to be able to keep Paul Jones after this year. LaRon Pierman needs to go. He needs to go. I can't see how we keep any of our wideouts. The buyout penalty on Pierman is fucking nuts. I knew it was going to happen. It just happened sooner than expected that we were going to run into all of the money problems, and it's happened. We're here. We are here. Shit. I mean, Pierman's not bad. He's just making too much money. B4, what's up? I'm doing well. From a video game perspective, I'm in hell. Thank you for the bits, though. All right. Got more money problems than MC Hammer. That's one way to put it. So, in terms of deals that are up, we know Spencer Rattler won't be coming back. He was a one-year signing. McKinney won't be coming back. He was a one-year temp signing. The fullback, Paul Jones, there's just no way I'm going to be able to spend money on a fullback at $5-6 million a year. There's no way. So the whole idea of having a really good fullback is fun, but we can't afford to spend much money on that position. Jamal Maynard, 31-year-old wideout, our best wideout. I cannot pay him $30 million a year. So this is Jamal Maynard's last year here, which sucks. He's one of the OGs, one of the captains on this team, but he's gone. There's just no way. And then Nate Day, who is declining, wants $5 to $6 million. That's not bad, but since he's overall is already lowering, we got to say he's gone at the end of this year too, which also really sucks. At tackle, Brian Allison as a depth lineman. That's not bad for a depth lineman. But you could also say we could just sign somebody for even cheaper than that, but then again, maybe not. If Brian Allison will stay, I'm cool with that. All right, so he's still staying. Left guard, nobody. Center, nobody. Right guard, nobody. Right tackle, nobody. Defensive end, the big oak tree's got to go. He's been here for a long time. I can't afford to pay Steve Oakman $4 million a year to be a backup. Can't do it. So this is Oakman's last year here. Devin Barber. Can't afford to pay you $3 million to be a backup. Can't do it. And technically it would have to be more because he doesn't want to stay. So he's gone at the end of the year. Rayshawn is going to be gone. Can't afford to pay somebody $2 million a year to be a backup linebacker. I mean, technically that's not that bad. It's closer to 3. But he's not that much better than some rando rookie that we could find. Middle linebacker, Ginn. We got to wait for him anyway. And of course, we know he just blew out his shoulder. Eric Forney's going to go at the end of the year. That we knew. Juan Kidd and Rashad Burks. Burks will go. 30 years old. He's been here a long time. Kidd, I'm not sure yet. Juan Kidd's actually regressing too. He's down to an 83. He's still an X factor, but he's getting worse. Kinchins is going to go. So that pretty much leaves Connor Money, Keontae Ginn, Juan Kidd. We know Jamal Maynard's out. We know Devin Barber is going to be out. Rayshawn's going to go too. So I don't think we can bring back Juan Kidd. I mean, technically it's going to be more around 9-10 million for a guy who's already regressing. That's too much. Ginn, I don't know yet because he's coming off of a major injury. Good song. Don't want it at the moment. Again, he's coming off of a major injury this year. Connor Money wants $20 million a year. And technically we'd have to pay him even more to stay because his interest level's in the toilet. So financially, we're going to be okay, but we are going to lose some guys that are still useful now, but we can't afford to pay the money to keep them. What's going to happen against Washington? We lose 29-27, which is not great. We're down to 4-3 after being 3-0. I'm going to have to wait all year to see if money regresses at all. But damn, we are losing a good amount of the core of this team after this season. This is our best shot. I mean, at least we have a 90 overall X Factor quarterback locked up for years, but This is going to be our best shot until we have to look at developing players again, which is very, very concerning. Very concerning. So my hope is that we'll win a title this year, and then I'm going to run away to NBA and escape the Madden overlords for hopefully a good amount of time. As we lose to Philadelphia, we are now 4-4 on the season, so about winning a title. We weren't simming that well in-game, and we're not simming that well out of it. Our defensive ranking sucks. I mean, last year a midseason change to a different scheme and different playbook seemed to work out pretty well, so let's try that again. 4-6 defense, 91, that's fine. We need to escape a 4-3 defense. Then again, a 3-4 isn't even going to benefit us that much because of the injury. I was going to say, is there a single playbook that lets me run like a 3-3-5? Please? I don't think so, but I kind of gotta hope. There's a couple with a 4-4 and stuff like that, but just passed one. Well, I was hoping that like a primary 3-3-5. Like even this one, the primary is definitely more of a 3-4 than a 3-3-5. So we'll switch that Philly defense because it's got a 4-6, it's got a 3-3-5. That should be okay. Hope that works. We lose to Baltimore, and all of a sudden, we're in pretty big trouble. Call us Sony. But at least, you know, think of the money we'll make. Make Carter Crawford a little bit better. I can't believe how many of our veterans we're going to have to lose this year. Even if we were to cut Pierman, we'd still be overpaying the hell out of Maynard. Maybe Pierman will retire. Maybe I can force him into retirement. Lyle Mims is getting better. At least the tight end position is going to be strong for us, but that's about it. That is about it. Glenn Andrews, son of the coach. Because don't get it wrong, Crash would definitely name his kid Glenn. And then Eric Hennig. Henning. I always just think of Kurt Hennig. You know? All the time. Who doesn't? Mr. Perfect. Will we lose to Baltimore? Yes. We are now 4-5. Oh boy. About time this team takes a step back to go from making the playoffs and losing in the wild card round to not making the playoffs at all. That kind of speaks for itself in terms of our trajectory, doesn't it? Just a little bit. Just auto upgrade these guys for now. Can't believe we're going to be losing Jamal Maynard at the end of this year. San Juan. 1-8 as an 87 overall. We did beat them. Make that 1-9. So we're back to 500. Money's still showing up as a 90. Again, Maynard says he was willing to take a freaking discount, but there's no way he was willing to take a big enough discount. Our offense is ranked 11th. Our defense 29th. Or what the hell we do, our defense is not doing well. Kind of sucks. You know the one thing we didn't do? So just go ahead and auto upgrade all of these guys as well. One thing we didn't do was check who our active X factors were. Maybe, just maybe, that'll have an effect on the team. Offensively, Kindly and Herrera, that's fine. Defensively, TJ Austin's playing more in the middle now because of injury. Do we want Daniel Newton to have an active ability? Apparently right now we only have 2 abilities active anyway. That's got to be a coordinator thing, right? I fire that coordinator literally right now. Which is weird, though, because we have the same coordinator that we had last year, and we were allowed to have 3 at that point. Is there a reason we're only allowed to have 2 right now instead of 3? Is there something that I'm missing? Especially when the same coordinator was here last year? Or are we just getting dunked on again by Madden? Probably some glitch with your linebacker being out. Yeah, probably, right? It's probably still recognizing him as having the ability. All right, well, because of that, let's make sure that Aiken and Acosta at least both have their abilities active. It's always getting dunked on. You know, you're not wrong. Can we beat the Orlando Blues? The Orlando Blooms. Yes, we can. Okay, we might still have life. We are over 500. Barely. We might still have life here. I'm holding on to hope of success with this team by a thread, okay? Let me go through the stages of grief here. Let me go through it. You've been with me, chat, through worse than this. Let me go through this. How the hell are we going to navigate out of this? We got the Giants in week 12. Again, we might as well menu sim because Super Sim wasn't going that well. We win 20-3. 2 games over 500. Playoffs end today. Oh my God, more teams relocated. Playoffs end today. We beat the 3 seed. How many teams relocated then? Hold on. Well, 2 teams in the AFC North have moved. Oh, man. That's something. That is something. The Steelers are no longer going to the Super Bowl. The Steelers have moved, as have the Browns. The San Diego Redwoods and the Austin Monarchs. Wow. This is what happens when you let the AI relocate. It fucking goes nuts. Of course, the South has us as the Shamrocks, the former Texans as the Blues, and the former Jags as the Voyagers. And the West, of course, has Seattle moving to St. Louis. The Steelers are gone. I don't know if they're the Monarchs or the Redwoods. But the Steelers have moved. South Austin, Texas is where America's royal family lives. Yeah, the Rogans. Talk like you're the smartest person in the room, but when you have to back it up, just be like, oh, I'm just talking, you know? I'm just talking. Oh, God, I cannot wait for Joe Rogan's inevitable presidential campaign. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Get ready. Man, you voting for Joe Rogan or The Rock? It's going to happen. Well, Bunny, the problem is we have a relocation run, so it's tough to tell who's who. But, so San Diego is Cleveland, meaning Pittsburgh moved to Austin. We're all going to get so much elk meat. Oh, God. Brush your teeth and take your Alpha Brain. You know? It's going to be a good time. Kansas City at 3-8. We end up beating them too. We're up to 8-5 on the season, so we are on the cusp here of perhaps making the playoffs again. Meaning, for the love of God, maybe we can escape this. Maybe we can escape this and win something this year and not have to worry about our impending collapse. Maybe we can. We'll try to increase the discount players are willing to take, though. Rogan's comedy career over. If there wasn't one. He was always terrible. Granted, comedy is subjective, but objectively, he was never a comedian. I could surround myself with many scientists. Does not mean I am a scientist. I can surround myself with superior streamers. Doesn't mean I'm a good streamer. The Chargers and what are the odds the Steelers and the Browns move before the Chargers? That's nuts. They haven't even moved back to San Diego in this timeline. It's a travesty. God, just let us get to the playoffs. Just let us get there. We lose to the Chargers by a point. One of them even moved to San Diego. You're right. You are right. Larry Graham looks like Cole Perfetti. I could see that. I could see that. Niles, I am. I am very much friends with superior streamers to me. That's okay. Oh my God, the final game of the season's against Peter Bourne and the Cowboys. As we do beat Denver. Okay. Let's get to that game against Bourne and the boys. And we'll see if there's playoff implications. I mean, the dream would be right here, right now, this season, playing the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. That is the dream. I don't even know if the Cowboys will make it. They haven't made the playoffs in fucking years. Like, landing Peter Bourne was huge for them. Titans week 17. This will probably decide the division. And we lose, of course. Both 9-7. Both currently on pace to make the playoffs, but the Cowboys are the 7th seed in the NFC. Meaning, there is a chance that if we win this game, we'll knock the Cowboys out. But we have also not clinched a playoff spot. It might as well be a playoff game against Peter and the Cowboys. Might as well be. Ginn still isn't declining, or money still isn't declining. Ginn, of course, was hurt. Kidd and Maynard. I mean, Maynard, there's just no fucking way. Maybe we can franchise tag him to keep him. And we know we can't keep the fullback, and we know we're probably not going to be able to pay Larry Graham. Although, actually, that's really not that much money at all for Graham. Yeah, we'll keep Larry Graham for that money. Peter and the Cowboys is my disappointing country covers. Wonder if Peter learned to throw harder in Dallas. If he did, I will quit right now. Out of pure spite. If his throw power went up, I will be furious. I will be fucking furious if his throw power went up. I'm going to have to check now because you said that too. Get these auto updates in there. So technically, if we lose and other results go against us, we could miss out on the playoffs. But, you know, it was thrown out. His throw power still is 62. Is it fair to say that this game sucks? Like, I'm not saying that's something Jerry Jones wouldn't do, because we all know Jerry Jones will still be alive at this point. That man's going to live forever. You have 284 overall quarterbacks, yet you still signed Peter Boren. Dude, the fucking Dolphins still have an X Factor in Matt Burns sitting there. Alex DeMarco, Jesus Christ. Caleb Williams, Jesus Christ. I don't know. I don't even know anymore. I don't even know with this game anymore. I don't even know. What I do know is that we need to beat Dallas at home if we want to guarantee ourselves a playoff spot. If we lose this game, we could be in trouble. It is Peter Boren's return. Kind of, sort of, to Indianapolis, except we're not in Indianapolis anymore. And this might be our only season in Australia. Time will tell. We might need to relocate again and get a city to pay for us so that we can actually afford something in terms of player bonuses. Are we going to make the playoffs? That is the question. Please, God, beat the Cowboys. Please, God, beat Peter Boren. Please, please, please. I'm begging you. Down by 13 with 4:40 to go. It's 3rd and 12 from our own 28. If we miss the playoffs this year, my God.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Quick throw, taken in.
Good hold by Maynard. Herrera again with just no yardage whatsoever.
Good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down.
Son of a bitch.
That's taken in.
Hell of a play by the Dallas defender, and that's pretty much the ball game. Lofting in zone. The second I go to throw the ball, bam, he's right in our face.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard.
We're going to lose. There is a chance that we're going to miss the playoffs because of this.
That one
Pick there would have been really nice.
But it is incomplete. He'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
Maybe we will become the NFL's team that just goes to different locations every year.
A handoff as they try
Just to see if an NFL team would work in that market full time.
gain of a yard. This defense in desperate need of a stop. And here comes
We
3rd.
sure are, Jim.
Throwing now from the gun. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him
Force company, basically.
well short of the 1st down.
Well, we better hope some other results went our way, or we are not playoff bound.
3 for 3 in the game. And this one is
Son of a
also
bitch.
good. And the Cowboys add on.
Summon a bitch.
The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kicks away.
I love a return for
Now
Peter Boren.
return Coming from the 7th. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line.
Well, it would certainly take a miracle now, wouldn't it?
Their quarterback set to take the field once more.
Could be Maynard's last game
With the
with
ball
this
in
organization.
season long, the NFL's leader among quarterbacks in touchdown score. And he'll be taken down.
Damn it.
Kicks towards 2 minutes to play. They've got all 3 timeouts.
I can't believe we're probably going to miss the playoffs. That's insane to me.
It's 1st and 10. Going for it all.
Nearly picked.
Away, incomplete. Good coverage there.
Shit. I mean, we got no choice, obviously, but to air it out. We have no time. So, just heave the ball downfield and hope for the best.
He'll drop to throw. And he somehow manages to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Just nowhere to go.
This is a tough.
Nowhere to go. Funny thing is, I can't even complain about this team not simming well, because there are higher overall teams that have played even worse than us.
That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play.
So we're not even the team that's getting like shafted the most by the sim engine. Overthrown for no reason. That's the game. Let's see if we missed out on the playoffs. I have no idea why that was overthrown. Not a clue. We were fine on the meter. Unless they want to say he was pressured because of that guy, which maybe. I don't know. No clue. A nice 7 points at home in the final game of the year. Let's see if that cost us a playoff spot. Let's see. And that also means we hit the under. With just 9 wins on the season. Did we miss out on the playoffs with a 9-8 record? No, we made it. At least we made it. We draw the Denver Broncos in the wild card round. We're still alive. Yay.